Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we finished the battle with the Ahriman Seeker and the Dark Dragon to get rank 3. We began working on the next Windurst rank mission, which involved Ajito Marujito giving the blank Book of the Gods to Semilafina to give to the Star Sibyl, and then Semilafina tasking us with basically following him and figuring out what he's doing. And we found out that he is headed to Castle Ostraja, which is the main Yagudo stronghold. So we'll be heading out there. But before we went out there, I decided to come to Juneau for the first time. So we arrived in Juneau, took care of some business here. We did the quest to unlock the Kazam Airship Pass. We did the quests to unlock the Chocobo license, so that we can ride rental Chocobos, and the mounts, so that we can actually ride mounts. Now, the only mount that we're going to have right now is that Raptor, which is fine. I mean, it's perfectly effective. So, we now need to actually head out to Castle Ostraja, and find out what Ajito Marujito is doing there. So, that is what we're going to do. And I'm going to take advantage of the new mount ability that I have to do that. Actually, before we head out, I'll talk to the guard here and get signets. Alright, so we're heading back out to Sarmug Champagne, and then we're going to go ahead and abilities, mounts, Raptor. So, we now need to ride back through Sarmug Champagne and head into Merifatod Mountains, because that is where Castle Ostraja is. So, I will be back once we're about to head into Merifatod, because there's some interesting features in Merifatod. Alright, we're getting close to the entrance of Merifatod Mountains. Now, back when I used to play a ton, I used to know all of the most effective lines to get through each of these zones, because you did it a lot. But I could never wrap my head around Merifatod Mountains. It's a mess, is what it is. The other one is Ottawa Chasm. But we haven't been there yet. Alright, so here we are in Merifatod Mountains. The issue with Merifatod Mountains is, like, the main road that runs through most of the zone is sunken down into that canyon there. Or crevasse. And so, you have to constantly try to figure out how to cross that or utilize it, or yeah, it's just. And then when you get to the southern half of the map, there's just all these, crevasses all over the place, and it's hard to figure out where you can pass and where you can't. And we're dismounting here for just a second because I need to touch that groundstone, or not groundstone. Survival manual. Right. Now, can't see it yet. But there is a big feature of this zone that when you first enter here for the first time, it's like, what in the world is that? Do I need to cross over? I don't know. And we can start to see it now. This giant spine, for lack of a better term, that crosses the entire length of the zone. Now, we will eventually learn what that is. But, for now, it's a what in the world is that? Alright, so Castle Ostraja is over there on the east side of the map. But, I mean, as I said, if you go around those crags, you'll see similar kind of spine-shaped structures. And so, it's obviously related to those giant crags in some way. Alright. And it goes right underneath of Castle Ostraja. Which is right there. We're almost there, so... Ukeja the Unseen. Let me check something. Alright, just checking what level that guy is and what he drops. And he's level 37, I think, and I could probably take him out, but his drop is not that useful. It's just a neck piece that only works if you're in a region under your own nation's control, so not that useful. Alright, here we are. We need the survival guide. Where's the survival guide? There it is. Now... are you guys gonna mess with me? Does not look like it. Alright, so where we need to go is on no map. Okay. I need to pick up the map. But I know where we're going from the mini-map. Alright, we're heading back here. And back to this door here. This brass door. Now, in order to open this brass door, you'll need to hit one of these two handles. Now, only one of the handles will open the door. The other handle will open a trapdoor, and we actually need the handle that opens the trapdoor. So, let's try it. You need to be like right up against the door, I think. It's kind of... Cannot reach target. Cannot reach target. There we go. I chose the right one. And there he is. And he says, why hello again. What are you doing here? I'm resting right here. I never thought the day would come that I'd find a place I couldn't sneak into. Say, you didn't follow me here out of worry, did you? Were you worried about him? We'll say that's right. Huh. The only reason you're here is because that Sybil guard Samuel Lafino ordered you to follow me, right? She may have been raised by the Star Sybil, but she's just a Mithra. She has no idea how serious this is. It's an odd thing to say. You've heard the legends of the Star Sybil, right? In the days of old, a shining star guided us to this place. When the star returned to the heavens, the light that lit Saruta Baruta faded, and the darkness fell on the land. But the first Star Sybil gained the powers of the stars and moon at the full moon fountain. She found the stars of hope from within the darkness and led Winders to glory. She also left a historical text for future Sibyls. They found it recently, the Book of the Gods. And still, the Star Sybil is silent. That's why I came here, to find another witness of time. I wanted to seek out the Yagudo. They sure gave me a hearty reception, but the Yagudo king told me something. Anyway, tell Simulafina that the head of the Oristary, Ajido Marujido, is getting close, slowly but surely. Well, I'll see you around. Back to Winders for me. Alright, so now we need to get our way out of here. We need to hit this. You find an old ring marked with the sign of the eye. That's a key item for a quest. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to do, but... Go. Now, I need to get out of here. Now, I could walk out through all those aggressive Yagudo if I wanted to. But I don't have to do that, because I have a warp ring. Alright. Now we head back to Heaven's Tower and report in. And as usual, I'll be back once we're there. Alright, here at top of Heaven's Tower, we need to talk to Rai Epokan here. Currently, Lady Simulafina is not in Heaven's Tower. Wait, she has just returned. Ah, I see you're back, Tuna. Tell me, what have you learned? I see. So Ajito Marujudo went all the way to Castle Ostraja and had an audience with their king? How many of our country's laws does he have to break to be satisfied? I commend you on your fine work. I will report this information to the Star Sibyl at once. And following that, I think I will personally deliver a grave warning to our rogue minister. You for now may rest. I sense another mission for you very soon. Alright, so that mission is now complete. And we can, if we want, go to the next one. But the next mission, Winter's Mission 3-2, is actually optional. I don't have to do it. But there is an advantage to actually doing it. Because it gets you what's called the Portal Charm, which is a key item that gets you the ability to clear or get past what's called the 3 Mage Gate. Now, there's an area, I think it's in Horatoto Ruins, where there is a gate that, in order to be able to get through it, you have to be in a party with a white mage, a black mage, and a red mage. And you all have to stand on an activation pad, and then it opens the door and you can get past it. If you complete the 3-2 mission, it gets you what's called the Portal Charm, which allows you to open that gate without needing all the mages. And so that's kind of useful to have. Now the problem is, in order to complete that mission, you have to get past the 3 Mage Gate. So, bit of a conundrum. But there is actually a series of quests that you can do in Windurst that will get you another key item, which will allow you to access... Oh, it's not marked on this map. But there, of the north, just to the east of the House of the Hero, there is an entrance to Tarai Morai Canal, which links to the area behind the 3 Mage Gate. And so you can get access to that by completing this quest line that gets you another key item. And then you can go do it that way. So I'm going to need to do that. But that is kind of a lengthy quest line, and it's really not that interesting. There's no real lore or story. You're just basically running errands for a bunch of NPCs. And, yeah, probably not going to show that here. But I need to get that done off screen. So we're going to put a hold on the Windurst missions for the time being, and we're going to go do something else, because I am level 40 warrior. Which, once you get to level 30 warrior, you can start unlocking more jobs. Because the game starts with 6 jobs. Was it warrior, thief, monk, white mage, red mage, black mage? But there's tons and tons of jobs you can play as, but you need to go do quests to unlock them. So we're going to work on unlocking a couple of jobs next. So let's do that. Okay, so the job that we're going to be unlocking, we need to head to Sandoria. We need to get into Port Sandoria. Which I have not been there yet. Oh, I want to go that way. Now, we're going to be walking past the Blacksmith's Guild and the Carpenter's Guild here. So... Speak to the Guildmaster of the Blacksmiths Guild and speak to the Guildmaster of the Carpenters Guild. Set those. Alright. That's just the shop. I will take care of that, and once we're in Port Sandoria, I think I will be back. Oh, just as an FYI, if you're looking for the head of the Carpenters Guild for whatever reason, he's not in the actual Carpenters Guild. He's standing right here. There you go. Right out in the middle of the road. By those stacks of lumber. Alright, we are in Port Sandoria. The airship docks. And we are looking to head into the warehouses, or the cargo rooms. But make sure I touch a home point first. To make it easier to get back here. Alright, we need to go to cargo room A. And we need to talk to this guy. Arminibit? Arminibit? Alright, you hear more and more talk of the Dragon King Ranpair these days. He said his top vassal was a Dragoon. I wonder whatever happened to all the Dragoons. I heard that to become a Dragoon, you had to make a pact with a living wyvern. However, thanks to the Dragon Slayers, there aren't that many dragons left. The Dragon Slayers keep down the number of deadly dragons, but the number of Dragoons can never go up. It's a sad cycle. They say that King Ranpair's top vassal, the last of the Dragoons, collapsed after a battle with the Dragon Slayer. I even heard a rumor that a new Dragoon appeared in Sandoria, but no one has ever seen him. Some say that it is Cyranus locked up in the dungeons. There's nothing to those rumors. If he really was a Dragoon, why would he be in the oubliette? You have a point. So, I think it should be obvious what job we're going to be unlocking. Dragoon. Actually, I want to head up here. Because here's the auction house. Alright, so let's talk about the oubliettes. That's the Bostano. Oubliettes in the chateau. So, we want to head to northern Sandoria, home point 2. Alright. Now, the oubliettes is this way. Excuse me. Because now that I'm rank 3, I basically had the run of the place. Oh. Speaking of, I think there's a trust I can pick up in here now. Oh, of course, there's no map. All right. Looking for Novolmog. I think he's actually... Yep, there he is. Okay. Cyrannus? No, you'll not find him here. He's dead. His cellmate was a beastmaster who somehow called forth a terrible creature and fled. And Chumia? His beast knocked a gaping hole in the wall, so he was home free. But Cyrannus' body was found underneath the creature. It's too bad. We would have saved him if we got here sooner. Yeah, I know. Some other dude here. Rahal was jealous of his friend Cyrannus for becoming a Dragoon. He set a trap for him and saw him thrown into this very dungeon. That is how Rahal, the Dragon Slayer, tainted with Drake's blood, seized the office of General. You knights were left in the dark. What? Lies, all of it. Lies? Well then why was Rahal always coming to check on him? He was waiting for Cyrannus to kick the bucket, wasn't he? No, it can't be. The only people who can become Dragon Slayers are those who truly hate them. They're not after treasure or jewels, they just want to exterminate them. And he couldn't wait to kill dragons and dragoons. Why, you... If you wish to learn of dragons, ask the archaeologist Oiharus in the cathedral. He should know well their lore. Alright, so I guess we're heading to the cathedral. Alright, but before that, I'm gonna see if that trust is here. Is it... Kurilla? Yeah, we have a Sandoria Trust permit. You have succeeded in drawing forth trust magic then. I'm kind of meant to be surprised. Woman of your talents is capable of much in these dark times. Let me guess. You wish to see if you can summon my alter ego, do you not? Yeah, let's go for it. With Prince Trine and Juno Institute, and the Juno Institute of Magical Studies had the same words for me when this experiment began. Think of the glory, Kurilla. To be honest, I'm quite unsure of myself. I fear my skills are yet inferior. What good can an alter ego be when the original remains weak? Try as I might, I cannot help but picture people pointing and laughing as I falter. A leader who cannot command respect is no better than a king with no country. And further, fame and personal gain are worldly pleasures which I do not need. You proffer that I should think not of glory, but of helping others? You're correct, of course. Yet another sign that I have much to learn. Anyway, let's return to the subject of trust. I will consent to engaging in this ritual with you. Please, close your eyes. A grand success. Perhaps now I can repay my debt to you and the citizens of this great nation. I'm not sure we really dealt with her much yet. May our paths cross again and our friendship deepen further. Because you can get that trust as soon as you have rank 3. And the Sandorian trust permit, of course. Now, she is technically a tank, trust, but she is only a paladin. She doesn't have any sub-job. Which means she doesn't have, like, Provoke, for example, from Warrior, which makes it very hard for her to actually tank. So, you know, not terribly useful. Alright, so here in the cathedral, we need to head over here to the manuscript room. We need to talk to... Morgine here. What is this? You wish to learn of dragons? If only Dr. Curis was here. There he is. Dr. Unpronounceable. Doctor, this adventurer is inquiring about dragons. Well then, our adventurer has come to the right place. First of all, young lass, you must understand that where there are holy dragons, there exists dragons of evil as well. Why, Sir Rahal, what gives us the honor of your presence here today? Nothing urgent, Doctor. I was just wondering if anything peculiar, any suspicious characters have been spotted in this area recently. No, nothing out of the ordinary, sir. I see. I just thought that maybe the body of... his body was... No. Carry on. Now that he is out of the way, where was I? Ah, yes. As I was saying, recently there has been a large drop in the number of dragons born in Vana'diel. That's where you come in. There is a rumor that a wyvern has laid an egg in the maze of Shakrami. I would like you to excavate the egg and protect it from dragon slayers. To prevent them from killing the wyvern while it is still young, we must get the egg before they do. Alright, maze of Shakrami. Very well. Now, what we are going to need is a pickaxe. I think I can actually buy one in town here. In southern Sandoria, there should be an item shop that sells them. Alright, I think this is the item shop. Yes, you sell pickaxes. I will buy 3 of them, actually, because they can break, and if I don't get it on the first one, I'll be, up a creek. So, we need to head to the maze of Shakrami, which I should have the survival guide there. See, we want to go to... it'll be Kolshushu, I think. Maze of Shakrami, yes. Ah, apparently people have unlocked the ability to do teleportation through the survival guides without any cost. Excellent. At least for this week, anyway. Alright, here we are. Maze of Shakrami. And just for protection, There's Kurilla, but we're gonna continue to use the liner roll. Okay. Now, we're looking for excavation points. Which we've seen one before. That's not one. I should be fairly safe in here at this level. Let's see, where is it? Oh, that's a fossil rock. I'm looking for an excavation point. Is it listed here? I don't see one in this room at all, which is strange and unfortunate. Alright, well, we're gonna have to go further. Yeah, this is the room with the fossil rocks. Now we come into here. There should be a few points in this large chamber. There is an excavation point. Alright. Now, I could make a macro to do this, but we're not going to be able to... We're not going to need to do this... hopefully more than once. You successfully dig up a wyvern egg. All right. So, now we need... Yeah, we need to return to more gene. So, warp out. Northern Sandoria. Home point 2. Right, we need to go in the manuscript room. One more gene. Ah, it is you. I'm sorry to inform you that Dr. Oiharus is not available at the moment. Perhaps he has taken ill. His work keeps him up late into the evening. And this is another unpronounceable name. Do you have business with a doctor? Well, he is currently away from the cathedral. And who might you be? I have not seen you around here before. My name is Yakemido? Yakemido? I am what you would call a student of Dr. Huris? Or Huris? That egg? Is that really from Wyvern? I would like to try hatching that egg. The doctor has told me that it would be dangerous, but I would like to give it a try. Any true scientist would feel the same way. And I just happen to know how to do it. Of course you do. Are you willing to help? You want to see it hatch too, don't you? Yes. Wonderful. Take the egg and place it on the far eastern tip of Doragora's spine, located in the Vana'diel Mountains. If that wyvern has the Holy Crest, then there's a possibility that a new Dragoon may be born. Alright, so, the Vana'diel Mountains, and that large spine that we were going earlier. Fastest way to get there is going to be to use the survival guide and go to Castle Austraja. Now, back in the day, back in the 75 era, before all these teleportation options were available, this quest was annoying because you have to come, obviously, to Sandoria and do all your stuff in Sandoria. And then it sends you to the Maze of Shakrami, which is clear on the other side of the game world, game map, right? So if we go to our region info, conquest, right? Sandoria is over here, right? The Maze of Shakrami is all the way over here in Bolshushu, right? And then it sends you back to Sandoria, all the way back over here again. And then it sends you to Vana'diel Mountains, which is over here. And then you have to come back to Sandoria again. So without ready ability to teleport, it took forever to get through this quest. Especially if you didn't have an airship pass yet, which I don't yet on this character, so... Where am I going? You had to basically ride on a chocobo the whole way. Yeah, just... Oh, wrong book. I'm distracted myself. Alright, we're heading to Oregano. We're heading to Castle Ostraja. And we're heading back out of Castle Ostraja into Merifatad Mountains. Now, Drogoroga's spine, right here. Now, are these Bogarts going to be a problem? No, you're not. Good. If I were level 30, which is when you can actually do this quest, they would be. But I'm level 40, and they will not. Alright, here's the point. No, not the copper voucher. We want the Wyvern egg. How did you get here so fast? Tuna, is this not amazing? Behold, a dragon, after all this time. You have done well, Tuna. Now step back. Hey! You're about to witness the birth of a true Dragoon. Now, stay where you are. Take a single step and this dragon's life is forfeit. I knew you were a problem. And it's Rahal. Cyranus. I'm too late. How I've waited for this. The seal you have placed upon me is broken, Rahal, Dragon Slayer. Do you still walk among us, Cyranus? Ah, that half-witted Beastmaster was the one who crushed to death in the cell. With the blood of this infant worm, my transformation to a full dragon form will be complete. Cyranus, you may not become the dragon. You will not become the dragon. The dragon will consume you. Stay back. This Wyvern will grow to maturity, knowing only the need for revenge in its heart. Even though it has committed no sin, my duty as a dragon slayer is to exterminate Wyverns that bear the unholy sign. This Wyvern is rare, for it bears neither mark. However, it is not the only one I have encountered. I once witnessed the birth of a Wyvern that was free of either sign, and the person who forged a pact with that Wyvern was my friend, Cyranus. But as it grew, the unholy sign began to emerge. I stripped Cyranus of his powers and locked him in the oubliette, hoping it would slow down the Wyvern's increasing hold on his spirit. But it was all in vain. If only I had slain that Wyvern when I had the chance. Now I must finish off this creature to prevent the same tragedy from happening again. I would rather you didn't. May need its power in our search for Cyrannus. I guess he's not. For the moment, I will give the care of this wyvern over to a friend of mine. He will nurse it back to health, but once we have tracked down Cyrannus, it dies by my hand. Understood? Cyrannus, I still believe in you. You must believe in me, too. Alright. Now, we need to return to Chateau. The Chateau. And again, we're just going to warp and then teleport. Should probably just set my home point there. Would have made this a little simpler. But I'm operating out of Windurst, so it's more useful to have my home point here and then just use a home point teleport to go where I need. Alright, we need to find Rahal, who should be... Come on. Over here. There he is. Oh, it's you. Fear not. The precious dragon is not in danger. However, we have learned that Cyrannus is somewhere in the Gelsba outpost. If he is to be saved, a dragon curse remedy is necessary. Drinking this may help separate him from the dragon that is feeding on his soul. Here, you take one as well. I plan on traveling there as soon as I have made my preparations. There is no time to lose. With every passing moment, his soul is further devoured. Alright then, we head to Gelsba Outposts. Which actually the easiest way to do is to get there... the easiest way to get there is going to be on foot. Alright, so... I will be back once we're at the outpost. Alright. We are in the Gelsba Outposts. And we are heading... not too far inside here. Alright, we need to head over here to this hut. Alright, the Holy Crest is the name of the quest. Wait! It's Rahal and Wyvern. Something is odd about the dragon. We may soon be out of time. Leave this to me. Cyrnus, are you alright? Simon, too late, Tuna. Go! Alright, well, he's turned into a dragon. Very well. Oh, you are not letting me bring trusts in. Really? I might not be able to do this then. Well, we'll give it a shot. Well, let's see. Let's go. I'm going to use Defender, which improves my defense. And we're just not even going to mess around. Mighty Strikes. Okay, I think we might be able to do this. Because normally you'd have a party coming in here, so... At least at level 30 you would. But I'm 10 levels above that, so... It's not quite as bad as I thought. No, I don't want to use the Berserk, so we're just going to double thrust here. Oh yeah. Actually, it's a piece of cake. Cyrnus, are you alright? Hurry, take this. Rahal, such a thing is of no use. It cannot save me. I yearn to die, and I will take the dragon with me. No, Cyrnus, you must take it. Rahal, you of all people should know. By bringing it here, you proved you believed in me. Cyrnus? I knew you would come to save me. Though my death is near, I am glad. And you, Tuna. And what of the dragon, Rahal? Are you to slay it? Yes, it must be done, to keep others from becoming like you. Hear my last wish. You must again believe in dragons, as we did long ago. Truly, somewhere there is one of holy will. Thank you, Raha. My time has come. Rahal, not Raha. And he vanishes into nothing. What the? No! How can this be? The sign of holiness. You are right, Cyrnus. The Dragoon born today shall inherit your purpose. Be at peace, my friend. Alright, we need to name our Wyvern. Alright. Azure, Cerulean, Rygor, Firewing, Delphine, Ember, Rover, Max, Buster, Duke. There's tons of them. Ian. Eisenjan. Woofy. I'll name him George. Oboro. I know what name we're gonna pick. We're gonna go with Delphine. Yep, this is the one. Alright, I can now become a Dragoon. Excellent. And we can get out of here. Alright, so now we can become a Dragoon. There is actually one other job that I want to unlock that we're going to be using as the sub-job for our Dragoon. But we will work on that for next episode. So for now, we'll go ahead and stop here. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.